today. Because of this, the Philippine Red Cross will resume free testing for groups sponsored by Philhealth, such as returning OFWs. Philhealth can also resume its use of all PRC labs across the country. Still, Gordon warns the state insurer that Red Cross is not willing to wait for a long time for the full payment of Philhealth's dues. But Philhealth President and CEO Duque promised that they will expedite the processing of their remaining balance. Red Cross confirms that they are willing to enter into another deal with Philhealth, want full payment of its dues, but Gordon says they will never again allow the state agency's debt to balloon. PACC Commissioner Greco Bellica says they have yet to find substantial evidence to pin Secretary Francisco Duque III in the Philhealth corruption mess. Bellica says it's not easy to prove that the health chief is directly liable for negligence in the supposed irregular IRM disbursements because he never signed anything related to it. However, the commissioner said they're still looking at the minutes of the meeting to find out whether Duque authorized the disbursements despite never signing such documents.
Kung hinahabol natin naging negligent ka, hindi ho tatayo yung case. Ang pwede mong ang hanapin mo yung direct participation niya. Kaya po after the submission, tinitingnan namin ngayon yung minutes of the meeting, yung mga resolution na pinirmahan dahil ikaw ba talaga inapruban mo nung nandun, hindi mo nga napirmahan. Baka hindi mo lang napirmahan dahil hindi umabot sa'yo. Or yung that time na nag-investiga, hindi naman napirmahan. Pero during the meetings, you were in agreement and total in agreement. So pagka yun ay na-establish, hindi na po act of omission yun. It is really a direct act for a person. So yun po ang tinitingnan ngayon doon sa mga records.
Meanwhile, in an interview with One News' The Chiefs, Bellica also said that the commission is wrapping up its report on the initial probe into the supposed corruption among lawmakers and officials of the Public Works Department. He said they will submit the said report to the president soon. And the health department says it's just waiting for the office of the president to allow the agency to set a ceiling price for RT-PCR tests. This follows reports that some private hospitals and labs are charging as much as 10,000 to 20,000 pesos for one swab test. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere says they already conducted a price survey to come up with a suggested price matrix for RT-PCR tests. Vergere is now urging the president to come up with an executive order to regulate the prices of diagnostic procedures and lab methods, much like how prescription meds have ceiling prices. We'll be back with more stories after a quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. While Typhoon Molave, locally known as Quinta, is moving on to Vietnam, PACC warns of more rain this November. This as a new tropical depression is set to enter the Philippine area of responsibility tonight or tomorrow. The new tropical cyclone, which was last spotted 2,000 kilometers east of Central Luzon, will be named Tropical Depression Rolly once it enters the PAR. It's moving northwestward slowly and is forecast to hit Bicol or eastern Visayas by Saturday. PACC adds that the tropical depression will likely reach tropical storm to severe tropical storm category once it makes landfall. Although parts of Occidental Mindoro, Palawan, and western Visayas are still experiencing a bit of rain due to the trough of Typhoon Molave, while the tail end of the frontal system is also bringing rain over in Cagayan and Batanes. And it's the last day for cemetery visits in areas under GCQ. And the Manila North Cemetery is expecting an influx of visitors before gates close for next week. To give us the latest on the ground, we have Justine Punsalang. She's reporting to us live from Manila North Cemetery. Justine, good morning. About how many people would you say have come to visit their departed loved ones today?
Charles, those people who want to visit their departed loved ones have been trickling in since 6:30 in the morning. And as per latest data, there are around 1,200 individuals who have already entered and exited the cemetery premises. Following the minimum health standard, visitors need to wear both face masks and face shields to be allowed entry to the cemetery. One actually did not have a face shield with him, but a policeman gave him money to buy one. Also, minors below 15 years old and senior citizens aged 66 and beyond are not allowed to enter the cemetery. Their relatives have the option to leave them at a waiting area provided by the local police, or they can send them home. One visitor, Nanay Armelinda, expressed disappointment upon learning that she cannot enter the cemetery because of her age. He said it had been her tradition since the 90s to visit her deceased husband. After bank inspection at the entrance to ensure that visitors do not have any flammable materials with them and other prohibited items, they will pass through a disinfection booth where they will be misted with disinfectant. Then their body temperature will be taken via non-contact thermal scanner before they can proceed to the resting place of their departed loved ones. Visitors can only visit the cemetery until 5 p.m. today, and after that, the cemetery gates will be locked for the next 7 days. This is exactly the reason why another visitor named Roger came here today. He said this is his only spare day, so he took the chance to visit his dead relatives. He also said that he came early so as to avoid interactions with other visitors. Charles, we have spoken to Police Lieutenant Colonel John Biagi, Chief of Santa Cruz Police Station, and he said that although Manila North Cemetery will be closed starting tomorrow until November 4, they will be still manning the cemetery premises to make sure that no one will insist upon entering the cemetery. He also said that for the week following November 4, they will still be having police visibility in the area because they are expecting an influx of people to visit here who were not able to visit today. Charles?
Thanks for that, Justine. Protocols are in place as well as all of these regulations, but then is there a limit to the number of actual visitors who will be allowed at any given time?
Well, Charles, according to Sir Gyagi, they have a limit of 30% capacity for the whole of the cemetery. However, they cannot give us exact numbers because the cemetery is actually 53 hectares. But he said there are around 106,000 individuals buried here, and if basing from that number, there could if there is 1:1 person to 1 one deceased person here, that is around 30,000 persons at a time that will be able to visit their beloved loved ones. But however, compared to the 1,200 individuals that had already entered the cemetery premises today, that is actually way beyond the capacity of the cemetery for this undas. Charles?
Still got a long way to go capacity-wise. Thanks for that, Justine. That was Justine Punsalang reporting live from Manila North Cemetery. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. We are One News.